Today I'm taking the grocery budget tag challenge, so stay tuned to find out what I think is reasonable in terms of grocery budgeting. Hello everyone, my name is Misty Nicole with LadyPrefersToSave.com, and today I am bringing you the grocery budget tag. I was tagged into this particular video by Love Esty, a fellow minimalist and frugalista and an amazing YouTuber, woman, and mother. Definitely check out her channel. I have all of her information linked below. At the end of the video, I am also going to be listing the questions to this tag, as well as tagging in 3 more of my favorite YouTubers, so check out those channels as well. And with that said, let's find out about my grocery budget. The first question in the tag is, how much do you think is reasonable for your grocery budget and why? Well, for me, this is kind of a subjective question because it depends on where one lives, if one has a family or not, in terms of how many children you have, how much you have allocated for yourself and your spouse, and the list goes on. In terms of my own particular family, we are a family of 3 and we have a food budget of $65 a week set aside for our grocery needs. I also have separate cash envelope systems in place for stock-up deals, seasonal deals, the farmer's market, as well as for things that I need to make my DIY cleaners at home and for my own plant-based and vegan journey for things that I need as part of my diet that may not necessarily be contingent on what my family eats each week. The second question in the tag is, does the food budget depend on the cost of living in your area? And of course, that would be contingent on where you're living. You also have to consider that the farther you live from a mainland area, the more you're going to have to pay transportation costs to have food brought in, such as if you lived in Key West, or you lived in Hawaii, or you live on an island, you're definitely going to pay more. The third question is, do I use any places like Zycon Fresh for bulk meat purchasing? And no, because I am plant-based and vegan, I certainly don't. My family is also plant-based. The fourth question is, do you shop at Costco, Sam's, or BJ's, and do you think it raises or lowers your budget? In previous years, I did shop at Sam's Club. I do not have a Costco or BJ's in my area, but did find some savings at my local Sam's Club. However, since I am part of a yearly no spend challenge in 2018, I did not renew my membership to Sam's Club, and therefore I'm not shopping there currently. I will say that I have found a lot of savings in my local Sam's Club, in so much as you can buy things like baking soda, vinegar, pancake mixes, even certain ingredients like nuts and dried fruit at a greatly reduced price that you would even someplace like Aldi. I've gotten better deals at Sam's Club. I've also gotten better deals on larger quantities of bulk goods, such as tubs of dark leafy greens, larger quantities of organic dried beans, also things like almonds and cashews, and even almond milk themselves. I've gotten a much reduced savings at Sam's Club. The problem I have found, however, is this. Much like larger mass retail stores, you can't even truly really shop the perimeter in places like Sam's Club. You can't really go into it with a zero waste mentality because the layouts of the stores are kind of wonky, in so much as you have a constant and unpredictable onslaught of processed food everywhere you go, and generally all the food that they give you in terms of samples, heavily processed appetizer-like food, spreads, dairy products, things that are really not things that I purchase for my family. And so moving forward, I probably will not renew my Sam's Club membership, although I will say that if I want to go in once a year to buy things like nuts and baking soda and things of this sorting, you can actually go to your customer service desk and get a free 1-day pass. So that would probably be something that I could do a few times a year and not really have to buy a membership. The fifth question is, do I use coupon or shop sales flyers? And the first part of this is, do I coupon? No, I do not, and I do not encourage anyone else to do so. The majority of coupon inserts in the United States, and I can only speak for the United States, are from corporations that not only participate but endorse animal testing and cruelty practices, which I do not believe in at home. I also know that the majority of those products are for things that are heavily processed and contain GMO-laden foods, which is also something that I try to avoid at all costs for my own personal family and would not encourage other people to purchase those items. Also, you can really just use seasonal price points and get things without coupons and not have to go through the hassle of it. Also have to consider that a lot of people will pay more simply because they believe they're saving 50 cents. A lot of companies will actually raise as much as 30–40% the initial price of an item, the baseline, before you take off that savings. Even if you're doubling your coupon, you could potentially be paying upwards of at least a third of the value of the item, so you're really not saving that much. If you do feel the need to do so, you could definitely use savings apps such as Ibotta or Checkout 51 to really get some necessary savings, even on items like produce. But in terms of just couponing themselves, no, I do not use them, and I don't recommend other people doing so either. Now, in the past, did I? Absolutely. I am a reformed and former extreme couponer. Would I ever do so again? No, I certainly wouldn't. And the second part of the question is, do I shop sales flyers? Yes. In fact, I like to go online, and I have apps to a few of my favorite stores, and I will look at them each Wednesday morning because that's when our sales cycle turns over bi-monthly. The sixth question is, do you meal prep and does it save money? And yes, I do believe that it does, but I believe it matters in how you're meal prepping. If you're literally just buying vegetables and roasting them and sticking them in a plastic tub, you're probably not saving that much money. If you are portioning out your food and actually being intentional in how you're layering your food, you're probably going to save some money. Something that I personally do is I meal prep not just to save money, but for my health. Over the past year and a half, I've lost 91 pounds with my PCOS diagnosis, and so it's something that's very vital and important to me, so I make sure that I'm intentional about that. And part of that for me is actually measuring my food. I use mise en place glasses in conjunction with food scales and make sure that I am portioning out my food correctly. When I eat the right portions, I'm not only healthier, but I save money. The seventh question is, do you plan a monthly or weekly meal plan, and does it help you save money? For us at home, I plan by the month. This is for two reasons. The first, my husband is a public educator and he gets paid by the month. And also most of my blogging companies that I work for tend to pay once a month as well. And so oftentimes those payments coincide with one another, so I use that as a basis for my food budget at home. Questions in the grocery budget tag. I am now going to tag in 3 people. I want to tag in Jen from Family and Finance Success, Melissa from House of Plaid Fuzz, and Christopher from Christopher Cupcakes. I hope they will all take this challenge, and I am looking forward to hearing their perspectives on this particular tag. Thank you everybody for watching. I would love it if you'd hit that little red subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, leave me a comment and let me know what your particular grocery budget is, and turn on those notifications so that you don't miss any upcoming videos on the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Please be kind to yourself and to others and have a wonderful rest of your day.